Welcome to this deep dive into one of the most powerful and controversial movements in human history, feminism. Whether you support it, criticize it, or just want to understand it better. This video is going to take you on a journey through the entire history of feminism. The waves, the pioneers, the myths, and the truths that shape the world we live in today. Let's get into it. Feminism didn't begin in the 20th century. No, it goes much deeper than that. You could argue the earliest feminist writings date all the way back to the 15th century, with Christine de Pizan, who dared to challenge the misogyny of her time in the Book of the City of Ladies. But the modern feminist movement that took recognizable form in the 18th and 19th centuries during the Age of Enlightenment. Philosophers were suddenly talking about liberty, equality, reason, but somehow women were completely left out. One of the boldest early feminist voices was Mary Wollstonecraft. In 1792, she published a Vindication of the Rights of Woman, where she powerfully stated, "I do not wish women to have power over men, but over themselves." Welcome to the first wave of feminism, late 19th century to early 20th. The focus? Legal rights, especially the right to vote. In 1848, the Seneca Falls Convention in New York marked the first formal gathering of women's rights activists in the U.S. It was here that Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Lucretia Mott drafted the Declaration of Sentiments, modeled after the Declaration of Independence, declaring that all men and women are created equal. The movement spread like wildfire, from the U.S. to Britain, where Emmeline Pankhurst and the suffragettes fought fiercely, chaining themselves to railings, going on hunger strikes, even getting arrested. By the early 1900s, it worked. Women gained the right to vote in New Zealand, 1893, the US, 1920, and the UK, 1928. But here's a truth we don't talk about enough. The first wave often excluded working-class women and women of color. Many of its leaders were white and middle class, a criticism that would echo through the waves that followed. Now jump to the 1960s and 70s, and we enter the era of second-wave feminism. This wave was different. It wasn't just about laws, it questioned everything. Gender roles, marriage, the workplace, even the family structure. The match that lit the fire? Betty Friedan's 1963 book, The Feminine Mystique, where she exposed the quiet suffering of countless American housewives. She wrote, "The problem that has no name, which is simply the fact that American women are kept from growing to their full human capacities." Feminists of this era demanded equal pay, access to birth control and abortion, childcare support, and anti-discrimination laws. And yes, they achieved a lot. The Equal Pay Act, 1963, and Title IX, which opened doors for women in education and sports. This wave also gave us the idea that the personal is political. But again, it wasn't perfect. Feminists like Bell Hooks and Audre Lorde pointed out that Black women, Latinas, and queer women were too often left out of the conversation. And they were right. By the 1990s, a new voice emerged, third wave feminism. This wave was loud, raw, colorful, and intersectional. It said, oh, hey, women aren't all the same. Race, class, sexuality, and gender identity. All these things shape our experiences. Kimberlé Crenshaw introduced the term intersectionality, a concept that changed how we think about feminism forever. Third-wave feminists didn't want labels. They embraced contradictions. They challenged the idea of a right way to be a feminist. They said, you can be a feminist and wear lipstick, and dance to Beyoncé, and fight the system. Pop culture joined the party, with riot girl punk bands, powerful TV heroines like Buffy, and the early seeds of feminist blogging. But not everyone was impressed. Critics said the movement lacked direction, and that maybe it was too focused on media, not activism. And now, we arrive at the fourth wave, a movement born in the 2010s, and still evolving today. This wave is digital, global, and angry for good reason. Powered by social media, it spread like wildfire with hashtags like #MeToo, #TimesUp, And number yes, all women. It tackles issues like rape culture, body image, online abuse, trans rights, and gender fluidity. This is the era of Tarana Burke, who founded the Me Too movement back in 2006, long before it went viral. It's also the era of Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, whose TED Talk, "We Should All Be Feminists," lit up conversations around the world. Fourth wave feminism is more inclusive than ever, but also more divided. Feminists today passionately debate topics like sex work, trans inclusion, and even cancel culture. And that is what makes it so alive and so controversial. Let's hit you with a few surprising and powerful facts. In ancient Egypt, women could own property, divorce their husbands, and run businesses. That's right. Rights many Western women didn't get until the 20th century. The word feminism comes from French, feminisme, and was first used by Charles Fourier, a socialist thinker in the 1830s. One of the earliest transgender activists, Marsha P. Johnson, a black drag queen who helped lead the Stonewall Uprising of 1969. And here's the kicker. Even in the most gender-equal countries, like Iceland, Norway, and Sweden, true full equality still hasn't been achieved. Not yet. Let's bust some common and damaging myths about feminism. Myth number 1. Feminists hate men. Nope. Feminism challenges systems, not individuals. Plenty of men are feminists. Think John Stuart Mill, Terry Crews, Justin Baldoni, just to name a few. Myth number 2. Feminism isn't needed anymore. Really? Tell that to the women still earning less for the same work, or the girls who can't get an education because of their gender. Myth number 3. Feminism is one size fits all. Not even close. Feminism today is deeply diverse, and yeah, that makes it more complex, but also more powerful. So, what is feminism? It's not a straight line. It's a winding, messy, radical, world-changing movement. It's fought for the right to vote, to work, to choose, to speak, to be. It's a story of progress and setbacks, unity and conflict. And above all, it's a story that's still being written. Whether you agree with every part of it or not, one thing is certain. Feminism has changed the world. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Hit that like button, share this video if it sparked your curiosity, and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. And hey, drop a comment below. What do you think feminism looks like in 2025? Until next time, stay curious, stay informed,